Nitro RC Nerds here, and today what we're going to talk about in this edition of Nitro RC for Dummies is how to change your wheel bearings specifically for a Losi 810. Now, one of the things that I have learned is that each car is different. At least I have 3 different cars. I have an Often Hyper 7, an Exceed Forza, and of course a Losi 810. And changing the bearings, while it's the same concept, it is just a little bit different on each one. Very first thing you want to do, of course, is take off your wheels. And at this point, there is a set screw inside of here that you need to loosen in order to take out this pin. You really want to give it a good grip if you have to, and then loosen it out. Another trick, if you want, is you get your handy dandy T-wrench, put it in there to hold it. But anyways, the whole idea is you want to just make sure that you hold it. From there, you just simply push out this little pin right here, and then this wheel nut slides right off. Okay. So once that you have your wheel nut off, what you want to do is unscrew this hub right here. And it's pretty simple. There's 2 screws on each side. So you just take one screw off, and then, if I can see, unfortunately I'm unable to really see that well. Get the other screw, and you take that off. Now you've got it out. And here, you take out your axle and your dog bone. We'll just set that right there. Now gets kind of the tricky part, and that is where excuse me, you want to get the bearings out. Now notice the smaller bearing is much easier to get out. The one in the back can be a little bit tricky, but again, I like to just use the axle to get it off. And that's pretty much it. So at this point, what I do is I like to get a little bit of contact cleaner, clean off the axle. Now, one of the things, I'm going to just go ahead and do it, is there's a little pin in here. Little pin in here that comes out, and of course, there it is right there. A lot of times, if you're working on these, it may come apart. Don't freak out. It's pretty easy. You've got a little cam right here, and the whole idea is you want to put that in the larger hole. So you see there's really 4 holes. There's 2 larger ones and 2 smaller ones. And what you do is you get your cam, put it through the larger hole, and there's a hole inside of the cam. You get your axle, and really it's just a matter of lining up the holes, getting this small pin, and putting it back in there. And of course I didn't think it was going to happen. Oh, there it goes. Got it the first time. So that's that. So that's in case you're taking it. Really no need to do it while you're changing your wheel bearings, but if that happens, then that's the course of action that you want to take. At this point you have 2 choices. You can either clean your existing bearings, or replace the ones you have. I've elected to just go ahead and replace the ones that I have in this instance, but I do have a video, if you've seen, on how to clean your other bearings. And also, while you're in here, it's certainly not going to hurt to clean out your drive cup. Of course, give it a good spray down. At least I like to, anyways. And when you're putting your dog bone back in, it's pretty easy. There's just 2 grooves in there you want to make sure that you account for. You get your larger bearing, place it back in the hub, make sure that's in there real good, and then from here, it's where it can get a little bit tricky. Alright, so if you run into a situation kind of where I'm at right now and it's getting kind of a tight fit, Actually, no, the dog bone just came out. There's another trick to do, and that's to take off the steering link. But I'm hoping I don't have to do that. But I guess I'm going to. All right. So the other thing to do is if you kind of get in a jam and you can't get everything fit in there correctly, the last thing in the world that you want to do is to force it. So what we have to do is get ourselves something to take this off. And I'm one of these guys. I don't mind taking parts off. I'd rather have more room than not enough room, if you will. There we go. All right, just take that piece off. Now I've got a lot of area to work with here. One thing I don't have is the ability to see. All right. What do we got here? There we go. So that's in. Come back over here. Get that piece in really good like that. And then what I like to do is I like to actually screw the hub back on first, just because it kind of sets everything for me. It's one piece I don't have to worry about really flopping around. What we'll do is we'll place it in like that. Kind of get it started if we can. There's one. There's two. Okay, so now we've got those two in like that. I just have to tighten those screws. So I might as well just start tightening this one here. While we're doing this, I'll tell you a joke. A guy walks into a bar with his dog, and the guy says, I'll have a bottle of Budweiser. The dog says, I'll have a bottle of Bud Light. The bartender says, whoa, 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 look, I don't allow dogs in here. The guy says, you don't understand, this dog talks. You didn't hear him? And he goes, all right, look, I understand you're probably a ventriloquist, you're doing some tricks or something to that effect, but I'm not going to have a dog in my bar. And the guy says, well, I tell you what, I'm going to go in the bathroom, and you can sit out here and just talk to the dog, because I promise you I'm not doing any tricks. I'll go way over to the back. So the guy goes in the bathroom. The bartender kind of looks at the dog. The dog says, yeah, I really can talk. The bartender's amazed. He says, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. I've never in my life seen a talking dog. I tell you what, here's what I want you to do. Here's $50, and I want you to go across the street to Mahoney's Pub, and I want you to walk in there and tell everyone, hey, I'm over here at Schneider's Pub, and Schneider Pubs is the best, and then run back over here. So he gives the dog $50, and the dog is out the door. Well, the guy comes out of the bathroom, and he goes, where's my dog? He goes, I'm sorry. He goes, I'm in a competition with my other dog, and with my other the other guy that I'm competing with. The guy with the other bar. And so we kind of got in a competition, and I sent your dog. I gave him $50, and I sent him out there to go and tell everyone to come over here. He goes, oh God, I wish you wouldn't have done that. So they run outside, and there's the dog, and he's having relations with another dog. And the owner says, Rover, I've never seen you do this with another dog before. And the dog says, I've never had $50 before. Bunch.